like the celebrity dude leaves. Dog. I said what you say.
Just kidding, I'm answering the phone.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right.
Alright, fine. I gave you the respect and time of day to listen to your set. Yo, Rosie O'Donnell's following me on Twitter, and she respects me, damn it. And then on a different Twitter account, I've got Roseanne Bart. She likes me too, and that's cool. I had this comic up called The Adventures of Supermom, and it was, the title was meant to be ironic, because yes, I am a mother, but they said, some friends I went to school with at the lovely Dakota County Tech College in Rosemont, Minnesota, they said that I was like a super mom, because I had, at the time, 2 kids, plus I was pregnant, plus I had 2 jobs, and I was taking a 20-credit semester, and I was getting all A's, and they called me super mom. And I said, well, a super mom would probably have a clean house. And they didn't really laugh at that. I did, because I laughed at my own show. That's the kind of chick I am. And also because the fucking audience leaves every time I get on friggin' stage. Every time. Thank you for the laughter. Finally somebody laughs at me. I love it. I love it. This is not my first time on stage, but believe me when I say, that is one of the first times that people have laughed at me. So thank you. What do I want to talk about? There's so many different things we can talk about. One thing that people can do is they can shout out shit, and then they'll just prompt something back in my photographic memory, and then I'll just whip shit out. But I find that every time I do that, people pick, like, kid shows, and it really sucks, because even though I have kids, I don't necessarily like to watch that shit, like, ever. I only watch them with the kids, because the kids are like, hey, Mom, do you want to sit here and watch Dora the Explorer? And if you say to your kid, fuck no, then they're going to cry. And that's why I'm seeing these shows. Now, the thing about Dora the Explorer is, it really fucking sucks. I thought the first time I watched Dora the Explorer that for sure it was written by white people, because the depiction of Mexicans in Dora the Explorer is very, very bad. Dora is a retarded little 4-year-old, and all of her friends are retarded as well, and her parents are really not very good at parenting, and she just walks off and does her own thing all the time, and she's in damn preschool, okay? And her parents know where she's like, okay, I'm gonna go off and catch some stars. Everybody's like, okay, goodbye. And nobody cares. Okay, and her main, the antithesis of the show, right, the bad guy, is a dude named Swiper the Fox. Now, Swiper is a thief. He's a terrible, terrible thief. And when I say he's a terrible, terrible thief, I mean that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Okay, when you're a thief, you're supposed to steal stuff, and then you're supposed to go hawk it somewhere, so that way you can make a little money off the life of crime. But this is not what Swiper does. Swiper takes things that are absolutely unimportant, and then he throws them off in a bush or something. I'll give you an example of this. Probably the worst episode of Dora the Explorer I ever saw. Poor Benny the Bull, one of Dora's retarded friends, was caught in a hot air balloon, and it had a very big hole in it. And when I say very big hole, I mean it was a hole the size of a boulder. So poor little Dora had to ask her special enchanted omniscient map, called the Map, that lives in her backpack and speaks, to tell her where to go in order to help Benny. Because when Benny was asking for help, and the only thing that could help poor Benny was sticky tape. For those of you that don't know what sticky tape is, it's Scotch tape. He needed Scotch tape to mend his hot air balloon with a hole in it the size of a boulder. So when Dora went to her omniscient map that talks in her backpack, her map told her that poor Benny was headed for Crocodile Lake. And in case you don't know about Crocodile Lake, it is aptly titled because it is infested by crocodiles. Poor Benny the Bull was headed to certain doom. And Dora, headstrong little retard that she is, decided to take it upon herself to save Benny the Bull instead of going to her house and asking her parents for some help, which definitely would have been the better option in this case. In fact, in this case, I would say that Dora the Explorer was the worst choice for a hero to date. At least, if she would have gone to Diego, her cousin, who's a trained animal rescuer, well, maybe poor Benny would have been saved right away. Of course, you know that Dora actually meant to save the day, but that was just like divine intervention or something. You know, you really should not send a 4-year-old to do an 8-year-old's job. But anywho, so Dora's taking it upon herself to save Benny the Bull, who is going down in a hot air balloon. He's heading straight for Crocodile Lake. And of course, there are 3 directions that you must take in order to get there. This is the same with every single Dora episode. You know, let's say you're trying to get aliens from outer space. You gotta go through the bushes, over the rocks, and then you get to the spaceship in the sky. Through the bushes, over the rocks, to the spaceship in the sky. And Dora has to hear that 17 more times from her omniscient math before she can get it right. And she can't remember the directions and always has to ask the audience of toddlers. And she'll sit there for 5 minutes wondering, where was the next direction? And of course, the poor little kid sitting in the front, the kid remembers it right away. And Dora's still sitting there like, I told you, she's not right in the head. At all. So anyway, poor Benny is sitting toward his certain doom, heading straight for Crocodile Lake. Of course, after title because it is fed with crocodiles. And who comes along to thwart her attempt but motherfucking Swiper? And what does he steal? The one thing that can save Benny the Bull's life. Her sticky tape. That's right. Now, typically speaking, she can stop Swiper the Fox by saying, Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! But on this unfortunate occasion, she didn't say it fast enough. Again, Swiper is not a very good thief. Do not call him for all your thievery needs. That's not good. It's not good. I don't know. So, Swiper succeeds and grabs her tape, and then he throws it. And he says, you'll never get it now. So, the tape is predominantly displayed in a bush. And if Dora would merely take a look, she would see the tape predominantly displayed in the bush. But she has to refer to her audience of toddlers. Do you see the scratch tape? Excuse me, sticky tape. And of course, the poor little toddlers are, yeah, it's in the bush, it's in the bush, it's in there. So she waits again, you know, another 5 minutes or so. And then finally she figures out where it is. And when she figures out where it is, she starts to do a jig. We did it, yay! Again, Benny is still heading for sudden doom, certain doom. He's going to die. She stops to do a jig. Again, bad idea for a hero in this situation. Worst one you could possibly think of, seriously. So she stops to do a jig, and then, we got a minute. And Benny actually hovers down toward the ground, and he's low enough to the ground where he can jump straight out. And he provides a sticky tape. Well, amazingly, Dora manages to catch up to poor Benny, and she throws him the scotch tape, and he puts 2 pieces of scotch tape on this hot air balloon, and it is fixed. And she was lucky too, because it was right in the nick of time. A crocodile practically had him right in his mouth. Oh boy, she saved the day. And of course, I stood up and said, this never would have happened if you would have gone to your parents, bitch. Jesus! And then my kids started crying. So it was really sad, because my kids liked Dora. And then, at the end of the episode, now this has been going on for 20 minutes, by the way. Betty has been heading towards Sun New for 20 minutes. You figure you would have fallen away for that. I watched the end credits, and all of the writers were flipping Mexican. They all had Mexican-sounding names. Like, how can you possibly write this show about Mexicans being a Mexican person and make Mexicans look so stupid? I've been working menial jobs with Mexicans my entire adult life, and they're very intelligent, and they're hardworking, and they're never retarded like that. Holy shit! I thought this was anyways, that's really the end of my story. I'm glad you all enjoyed it very much.